I wrote a speech. I knew I was going to get this. Nah. I'm starting to sound like this fella. You know, we started in '88 at Gisborne Boys High School. And it's right, my dad sent me away, sent me out of Wairoa. He knew I was starting to go that way. I could have either gone Black Power or Mongrel Mob because they're both in my whānau back in Wairoa. And I tried to do that sort of stuff. I actually thought I was coming to Boys High for a year, then go back home to Wairoa and then talk about all the stuff that I got up to here in Gizzy. I thought it was just a holiday for a year. And I soon realised that I was at Boys High until I tried to graduate. I ended up meeting up with Derek Lardell. He started that same year. And with Papa D, he's been a real awesome role model to myself and to Hamua, to a whole lot of young men at Gisborne Boys High. So a lot of the things that I do now, I think of Papa D. What would Papa D in this situation? What would he do in this situation? I use that to help me make decisions, to be the best that I can, because he had that high expectation of young Māori boys at Gisborne Boys. Went on at Boys High. There was a few of us that got the prefect badge, and one of the first things that my Māori teacher, Mr. Joe Green, he said to a few of us Māori, you go and see Jack Gibbs, Mr. Gibbs, and ask him why there's only a few of you Māori boys as prefects, and you go and challenge him. So we did. We went into the office and had to press the button to see if we could go into the office, wait for the light to turn green, and we were allowed to go in there. So we went in there and we said, kia ora, Mr. Gibbs. There was no sort of, we weren't taught how to ask. We just came out with it and said, Mr. Gibbs, I don't think there's enough Māori prefects. He said, you think so? So he went around all the photos and said, hey, all throughout the years, there's been a good balance of Māori. And so he was, this fella's Māori, and we were all looking at each other and going, he don't look Māori. This one's Māori. Well, he don't act Māori. But we went through this thing, and then afterwards he said, well, what are you thinking? Who are you thinking of to put forward to be a prefect? We were like, how about old Shane Nikora? And it was a flat no. Now, just to quantify that no, it was because this fella's not acting when he comes up here and does his stuff on the stage. He has been like this ever since he was at school. He's not putting on an act. He's being himself. And that's why a lot of teachers felt that they couldn't control this fella. That's why he didn't get a badge, because he would just speak his mind. And for me, Te Hamua has been a real awesome example to me, is to be honest. Even though some of that honesty is sort of crossing the line there, brother. But he does it in a way that, it just, we need a time to laugh and to have fun. And Te Hamua has been like that. He would sit in the classroom and in Mr. Green's class, and because over there will be an intercom in each classroom, so you get a message from the office for the teachers to either send messages that way. There was no texting back then. So Te Hamua will be sitting in the back, acting like the intercom. Mr. Green! Mr. Green! And Mr. Green's in class saying, yep, what do you want? Can you come to the office, please? Okay. So he gets up out of his seat, walks. He's the furthest class from the office, walks to the office, gets over there, comes back, and he going, man, these teachers, they call me up on the intercom and I get there and they don't even know what I'm there for. No, a few minutes later, Mr. Green, Mr. Green. That's the sort of fella he's been. We were part of the carving class when Papa D, Derek, would take a carving course for us fellas, and so we lived out in the prefab for most of our school time, and so Te Hamo was allowed to be in there too, but his main job was to sweep the floor and to sand. He was only allowed to sand. He wasn't allowed to touch the chisel. Sorry, my bro, I'm just throwing you straight in there. Just so that when... The point I'm making is that he actually attended Toi Haukura with us, but he wasn't on the course. And so he was actually supposed to be a whatukura across the road at the Te Reo Māori thing, but he knew more Te Reo Māori than Waingata. So he decided not to turn up to class. So he always spent his time with us at Toi Haukura. Now what I'm leading into is that I heard, I watched these awards last year, and Papa D got an award, and I knew he was getting one, so I put some yellow and green and tried to flash it up. Just looking at some of the pictures there, it actually looks like some of those Swiss guards for the old, over in Buckingham Palace there. But Papa D made a comment to Te Hamo and said, hey, this fella's art hasn't changed, he's gone worse. And Te Hamo said, yeah, I can do better than that already. And D said to him, oh, hold on, son, just calm down there. You just stick to the mic, you're still the professional sander. Ngā mihi atu ki a koe e hoa, ngā mihi, mō ngā kupu kua puta kā, kei te tika tō kōrero mehe mea i mōhio au tēnei, ka tū imo ia koutou i tēnei pō, ka rewe e haramai ki tēnei pō. I whakaro au kei te haramai mo te kai noa iho. Hoi anō rā, ka tū pēnei nā, ngā mihi nui ki a koutou. My wife is awesome. I've got to hurry up and, Koka Val, this is the sister over here. Koka Val's our acting principal at Tekaraki Area School, and I try and get home as quick as I can. She thinks I'm trying to get out of meetings, but I've got to get home because tea's on the table at 4:30. So I've got to make sure to eat dinner while it's hot. But my wife has been awesome, and she's the reason why I've been able to have courage to step up and to do the things that I've accomplished in my life. I'd just like to finish off with, I get a lot of things mixed up and wrong and say a lot of dumb things. I do a lot of dumb things, and Te Hamo would know, my mates all know me. They crack up when I do these stupid things. Anyway, I say, it's not my fault, bro. My mother had me when she was 15. She had me when she was 15. So that's my excuse. It's not my fault, bro. My mother had me when she was 15. It's not my fault that I was able to get out of a place like where I was headed with the gangs, because my mother had me when she was 15. It's not my fault that I was able to make the second 15 and the first 15 at Gisborne Boys High School. My mother had me when she was 15. It's not my fault I was able to be a prefect at Gisborne Boys High School. My mother had me when she was 15. Not my fault that I was able to graduate at Toi Haukura, diploma, advanced diploma, degree, same like Dave Cameron. My mother had me when she was 15. It's not my fault that I was able to go on and receive masters of visual arts. My mother had me when she was 15. There's a whole lot of things that I can go on and on about. And I wrote that to my mother on her Mother's Day. I have loving parents, not perfect at all. I was brought up in a home where there was parties Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. When I moved to Gisborne, my father saw that I was getting into kapahaka and that sort of stuff with Derek Lardeli, and he made the change. come watch rugby every weekend from Wairoa, come and support my kapahaka performances. He then became a performer for Te Rerenga Kōtuku, our whānau group back in Wairoa, and which changed our lives as a whānau. Koira tāku I tēnei wā. Taku mihi whakamutuna ki te hāhi, te whakapono Presbyterian, ka mihi atu ki a koutou. Mo te arohawa te karaiti, a ihu karaiti, e puta ana to the Presbyterian support, East Coast. Thank you for your love, your diligence, the resources, the time and effort that you put into kaupapa like this. Nō reira, tēnā koutou hurunā, tēnā tātou katoa.